Hello and welcome to My Low Country Living. I'm Tommy Ray. Today I'm going to make a dry rub that I'm going to use to put onto a pork shoulder that I'm going to put in my smoker to make pulled pork. Yum, I cannot wait. Now, dry rubs are actually pretty easy. Your base of your dry rub is always going to go ahead and be some brown sugar, and then you're going to add some various ingredients to that dry rub to go ahead and season it. So our dry rub will include a 1/4 cup of paprika, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of kosher salt, 2 tablespoons of garlic powder, a tablespoon of black pepper, a tablespoon of chili powder, a tablespoon of cayenne pepper, a tablespoon of onion powder, 1½ teaspoons of ground cumin, and 1½ teaspoons of dry mustard powder. Okay, let's get started. Okay, let's go ahead and make our dry rub. Now, as a disclaimer, I am putting my dry rub on an 8½ pound pork butt, and because that is so large, I'm actually doubling this recipe, so my ingredients are going to look a lot bigger than what you're actually going to be putting in because I'm putting in twice the ingredients. But go ahead and follow ingredients are listed on the recipe so that you can go ahead and have the right proportions. Okay, now as I go ahead and pour these ingredients into my bowl, I'm actually going to read you off the correct sizes so that you have the correct ingredient list for a normal size batch. First, you're going to go ahead and put in your 1/4 cup of paprika, 2 tablespoons of firmly packed dark brown sugar or light brown sugar, that's what I have here, 2 tablespoons of kosher salt, 2 tablespoons of garlic powder, 1 tablespoon of ground black pepper, 1 tablespoon of chili powder, a tablespoon of cayenne pepper, a tablespoon of onion powder, a tablespoon of cumin, 1½ teaspoons of ground cumin, and 1½ teaspoons of dry mustard. Now for those of you wondering what measurements I used because I doubled my batch, I used a 1/2 cup paprika, a 1/2 cup brown sugar, a 1/4 cup kosher salt, a 1/4 cup garlic powder, 2 tablespoons of black pepper, 2 tablespoons of chili powder, 2 tablespoons of cayenne pepper, 2 tablespoons of onion powder, 1 tablespoon of ground cumin, and 1 tablespoon of dry mustard. Now we'll go ahead and mix this all up. And there we have our dry rub. And this dry rub can actually be stored in a container, airtight container, and stored for up to 6 months. So you have 6 months to go ahead and use this, but if you're like me and do a lot of smoking, you'll go through this in that 6 months very easily. And for my leftover dry rub, I'm going to go ahead and just pour that into a mason jar and store that. And like I said, we can store this for up to 6 months. There we go, more dry rub for future use. Thanks for joining us today on My Low Country Living as we made our dry rub. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And also don't forget to subscribe to our channel to get more recipes like this. Thanks.